If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
The plug, electric show,
Ladies and gentlemen, we know and what's happening. Feels like it's been a minute since I have been live with y'all, chopping it up. Y'all know what time it is, man. Welcome to another edition of the Rico Report, brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. Let's go. Off season, you know what time it is, man. We're in the off season. You know, it's just slow. It's slow, but football is not too far away. Not too far away where we can get right back into business, right back into talking football. And, big training camp coming soon. And that's when, pads get on and we start getting busy. The Bills start getting busy and guys are going to start really putting their name out there, right? Who deserves to be on this team? Who's going to be, not enough, not doing enough, not putting enough on film. And this is about opportunity. This is about the sliver of opportunity that one is given, one must take full advantage of it. And that's why training camps are so fun every year, because you don't know who that training camp sweetheart is going to be, who that training camp darling is going to be. There's always somebody. There's always somebody, right? I remember the year where, listen, you pick a year, there's someone that we fall in love with, right? Mine was Da'Keel Williams. Remember Da'Keel Williams, right? The big CFL receiver that came to Buffalo. And he's a big time receiver, and he was making some noise in training camp, and I was rooting for him, and it just never panned out, right? Maybe just timing was not great. Whatever the case was, we all fall, in love with that one training camp darling, and you know what it is, man. Maybach Mel, what's up, man? It's like passing more shit, man. Come on, yeah, shit. Come on, yeah, man. But yeah, man, we all fall in love with that one cat, and it's not going to be any different this year. It's not going to be different. You let me know which rookie that you once fell for, a free agent that you fell for, where you're like, man, this guy's going to be the real deal. If he gets an opportunity, man, watch out. We all fall for it, whether it's a receiver, whether it's a running back, whether it's a DB, whether it's a defensive end, you name it. We've fallen to it. We've fallen for it. But we got several things that we want to hit on this show today, folks, and we'll get right to it. We'll get right to it. But the one that I really wanted to talk on, topic of conversation, is Josh Allen. Joshua Allen. You know who I'm talking about, right? Our guy. The brother that is obviously, is that dude, right? MVP, stats galore. You name the stats that he's going to break, has broken. He had a solid year, which resulted in an MVP. But it got me thinking. Folks. And though these topics come to me when I hear and see other fan bases talking about their quarterback. And then it got me talking about my quarterback. And the one that always is a sore spot for me is when Ravens fans love to comment on Buffalo fans. They love to comment on Buffalo Bills. And I would feel the same way if the team that you feel like your team is that team, but then the Bills just keep bouncing you out, right? No different than when we talk about the Chiefs, right? We talk about how great our team is, but the Chiefs keep bouncing us out. And it's just that situation. But it got me thinking, out of the young quarterbacks in the game and out of the best quarterbacks in the game, Josh Allen is one of those names that you just need to see a Lombardi trophy next to his name. Don't we? Doesn't it just make sense for Josh to come in and pretty much save this franchise from being in a dungeon, from being in a hole for many more years that would have come. I mean, we already did damn near 20 watching Tom Brady just walk up and down the field on the Bills, right? And we took it. We had no chance. We had no choice. Let's put it at that. We had no choice. Tom Brady was doing it to damn near everybody in the league, but he was really doing it to the Bills. And right now, the Bills have really come a long way. And it obviously was strategic. We had to move a couple draft picks, move some trades. You know, the rest is history. You already know what time it is. And since Josh has come and become this franchise quarterback, we've only seen this franchise ascend. But with ascension, there has to be that peak where you can say, you know what, I got there. I got to the top of the mountain. There's that trophy that I want. And we have yet to arrive. We have yet to make it there. But I can't get away from wanting Josh to get that trophy, wanting Buffalo to raise that Lombardi. And it's gonna come with some challenges, and it has come with some challenges. So this is why I say that it would be nice if Josh got the Super Bowl. No. Josh needs a Super Bowl. And I've got my reasons as to why I've got. Let me get to my notes first. Open up my note bag and let's get into the reason as to the urgency for Josh to get his Super Bowl and for this team, right? The team that's built around him to get this Super Bowl. And listen, MVP, stats galore. I can name all the things that Josh has done, right? And it's been fantastic. But there are some dogs in this league that are putting up the stats and have the MVP. You already know what I'm talking about. You have Pat Mahomes. Brother's been in there. Multiple Super Bowls, right? It's one of those things. And Josh has said it, man. I would retire tomorrow. That brother said, I'd retire tomorrow if I can bring the city of Buffalo a Super Bowl. You know he wants it. And that's why it's going to be an amazing journey for when the Bills do get it. So let's get right into it. Let's talk on this resume, right? We know what Josh has been able to do. You know what he's been able to do in the AFC East. He's dominated the AFC East, 5-time AFC East champs. I mean, it's great. It looks fantastic. He's got Pro Bowls, got all pros. He's got the MVP under his belt, right? Rushing. I mean, he's one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the game. Some might say he might be the best dual threat. I mean, that's a debate that we can talk about. And I'm ready to have that debate with some folks, right? But I say all of this to say, like, the achievements that this brother has attained and he's getting is fantastic, but it's that freaking Super Bowl that eludes, right? And you have other counterparts that are vying right behind him. Burrow has been to a Super Bowl, just couldn't get over the hump. Lamar Jackson is trying, he's vying, he's trying to get there. He's been there. He's been, when I say been there, he's been close enough to taste to try to get there, but he has not. Obviously, the Bills have had something to do with that. But man, wouldn't it be nice for Josh to get his? Now, here's the deal. What makes this tough too, and what makes this so prevalent as well, is it's the media, myself included, right? We talk about this at length of how badly that the Bills need a Super Bowl, how great it would be, how great it would look for the city of Buffalo for Josh and this team to bring a Lombardi to Buffalo, right? They framed him as the next best thing. You see everything. You got the commercials. Our brother's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He just got married. So now he's on I don't want to call him on a pedestal per se, but he's a superstar. He is an absolute superstar. You can't go anywhere, you know what I mean, in talking NFL without mentioning Josh Allen, because he's a likable dude, talented on the field. Dude is media trained. You don't see him crash out at all ever. He's just that dude and very likable. I mean, you gotta to get him on a segment is a big deal. I mean, I remember it was such a big deal. Like, he was coming to what was that TV, that morning show that he was supposed to be on? Good Morning America. Oh, he's gonna be on Good Morning America. I don't know if it ever panned out, never went out, but it was such a big deal. So I tell you why it's so important is that, like, people are talking about it. And he's so talented, and you want talented guys to get that Super Bowl. I'm sure that's how Dolphins fans felt about Dan Marino. Great talent, armed for days, great quarterback, but just couldn't get that. And when you mention great quarterback and without a Super Bowl, I mean, that's the name that comes up, right? Great quarterback without a Super Bowl, Jim Kelly. That's the name that comes up. So you're trying to almost get rid of that stench. And I'll talk about that stench in just a little bit. But there's a lot that goes with Josh Allen and Josh Allen's name when it comes to trying to get this, because people are talking about it. People are talking about it. You know what I'm saying? You got other conferences, other teams, when they mention, I mean, we're going to find out where he is on this top 100 list, right? But he's going to be up there. So he's too damn good for him not to be having that drawer that's right behind him, that it's got the MVP on there. He's got the banners they can say for the titles and all that stuff, but he's got to get that Super Bowl, and I want him to have that. I think we all want him to be there. And that's the biggest thing that I think fans and Bills fans have really wanted. And media has framed him to be like the next guy. So there's a lot more pressure on him. Now, does he take on that pressure internally? Maybe he's as cool as Joe Burrow, but I know that there's a lot riding on it, especially when you have the fans behind you that love this team, that love Josh Allen so bad. You almost want it to happen badly, right? Big contract, the weapons that have been put around him, right? We talk about it at length, right? How good is this team? Can this team be better? We talked about, man, he's not going to be so great next year than this was last year when he lost Diggs, he lost Davis. Oh, it's not going to be the same. And he came out and he put an MVP on your ass, right? So those things matter. The media has definitely really propped them up. So it's one of those things where, like, when you get propped up like that, you got to deliver. And it's sucks to have to be in that position, but you're a professional athlete, and the pressure, it goes on top dollar players, and that's what needs to happen. So there's almost a no more excuses type feel. It feels like doesn't it feel that way? No more excuses type feel. I don't want it to be that way, but it almost does feel like you got to get it done, brother. We're going into year 8, year 9. Feels like, I think it's year 8. So it's like, man, like, are we ever going to get it done? And when we talk about it every offseason, we talk about it as one of those things where I hope that the more we talk about it, he actually lands one, and we could just put that to bed and say, yo, not only has he been a great quarterback, he's got the stats to go with it, but he's got that trophy with him. We're waiting for that to happen. So that's what I love about it. Now, the franchise. Let's get to another point here. Franchise, the history. And this is where I was talking about that stench. And I've talked about this before, and I'm going to mention it now. 90s Bills. Some feel like it's a sore spot. Some feel like, yo, I wasn't even born to even know about that, so don't even bring that up to me. But is it any better? Because if you weren't born enough to see the 90s, you were definitely born to see how bad the Bills were for so long until Josh came through, right? But when you look at the franchise history, you're looking at the Bills Mafia fan pressure. It's a lot. Let's go into it. Bro, 4 straight Super Bowls. You don't come away with one. So I've said this before and I'm saying it again. The stench of the 90s Bills still linger with the Bills today. Still, I don't care what anybody tells me. Go anywhere in the world that knows football, and you mention that you're a Bills fan, depending on how old this person is going to remind us, bro, 4 straight. Or, boy, I love losing Super Bowls. I mean, I got that throughout my whole, you know what I mean, adolescence. I got that throughout, like, going middle school, elementary school. Man, y'all just love it, don't you? You feel me? So, like, you heard it for so long, right? So there's fan pressure. There's the franchise history. So then you get the drought. We go from 4 straight losing those Super Bowls to now trying to figure out how we're going to do it. And then there's that drought. The Bills be associated with 4 Super Bowls, going to them and losing them, and then we get associated with the drought. It's tough. It's tough being a Bills fan sometimes. But we as Bills fans, we know we got to ride for the squad. We got to ride because there's peaks and then there's valleys. Boy, where we were peaking in the 90s, but we just couldn't get the job done. And then we were in a valley for a minute. So it was just a matter of time before something gave. And this is where number 17 comes through. And number 17 has, and obviously McDermott and Brandon Beane, Pagula, they've all put something together to give the fans something great to watch every Sunday. But boy, that Super Bowl would be nice. That Super Bowl would be great. So that 90s with no title, that's always going to follow the Bills no matter how you want to look at it. I don't care what anybody says, that stench is always going to be behind us. It's always going to be behind us. It's no different than you go to go hoop, right? And you put on a shirt and you thought maybe it was a clean shirt, and I'm rolling, I'm freestyling here, and you're hooping, but the stench from you thought you put it in the wash, but you never did, and now you got the stench from last time you played ball, and it's still on you, and it sucks. It does suck. So let's put on a clean shirt. Let's get this damn Lombardi and let's keep it rolling. And Josh would be the perfect guy to get that stench off of us, get that stench off the Bills and cut it off and say, you know what was done in the 90s, that drought, it's over with. This trophy really just puts all that stench in past history to bed. And although the 90s teams were lit, 90s teams were rocking, the results are what matter. No different than when we talk about the Bills and Chiefs. We can have a great regular season, but the results at the end of the day are what matter, and we don't put up the results. And that's why this Super Bowl that we're vying to get would be such a cement to put all that drought and stench away from the 90s, to solidify that with a Super Bowl led by Josh Allen, McDermott, Brandon Beane. How great would that be? That would be awesome. And Allen would be expected to rewrite a whole lot of this franchise history. And not only would he be able to rewrite, he can build off of that because he's still in his prime now. You see how long these quarterbacks are playing? Look at Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is still playing. He's probably going to have an opportunity to start in his late 30s. I think he's in late 30s. I don't think he's pushed 40 yet, but late 30s. So these guys are playing a lot longer. So these are the reasons where I'm like, man, the window's here. We got to get it done. And listen, Signified Note says it. The 90s Bills are the living embodiment of the Greek myth of Sisyphus, right? Eternally cursed to roll boulder to the top of the mountain just for it to roll down every time. And that's what it feels like. But how nice is it going to feel when we roll that sucker up that mountain and we get to the top and then let that sucker roll all the way to the other side, and we go back at it again. But man, it sucks to just keep rolling all over that mountain and then having that thing roll back onto us. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. My man Dave says, don't forget Music City Miracle. Listen, I could go on about Buffalo's heartbreaks. I really can. But that's why I say getting that Lombardi, getting that Super Bowl would put all that stuff to bed. It would just put it away in a chest and lock it up. You know what I'm saying? And start fresh. And right now, it feels like this team is ascending. We're close. We just got to get over the hump. And Lord knows, I'm gonna tell you right now, Josh certainly is not the issue that we're not getting over the hump. It's been scenarios surrounding Josh. So hopefully we've put the better nucleus for us to get over this hump that's been stopping us from getting the Super Bowl. So that being said, this franchise history does play a part. Right? There's this fan pressure, the pressure that we put on the squad every year, packing the house, right? Showing up when these teams come back from a late night over West Coast trip. We're waiting for these guys at the airport. All those things matter. Man. It's crazy. My man Kyle said, I just want one. I'm with you, bro. I ain't asking for a whole lot. Just give me one. Just one. That's all we want. And if you happen to stack another on top of that, and you go back to back, listen, I'll take that too. But let us get one. You got to just get one. My man said, Signify said, Rico, you just said what the issue is, man. You just didn't say it. Deep down, you know who the issue is. Michelle McDermott. No, we ain't going to go there. This is about getting the Lombardi, and Josh needs it. And I truly believe you've heard me say it before. I do believe that Sean is a damn good coach. You guys have heard me say it, but you've also heard me say, bro, you got to shit or get off the pot. And I really do believe he is the coach for this team. But if the results continue, we just can't get over the hump, we do have to have a conversation. But I really do think he is a damn good coach. It's just, got to get over it, man. I can't put full blame on that brother, man, because he's had us in contention for 5 straight years. Beyond that, I still believe in him. I still believe in him. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there's some times, boy, I get upset. I get angry, just like everybody else. I get upset where I'm like, I want to curse that brother, man. I want to curse that brother. But you got to let it play out. You got to let it play out. Maybe sometimes you get too, and I try not to. That's the toughest part, is not to try as a fan of the team to not put too much of your emotions into certain personnel and teams and so on and so forth, and coaches and GMs. It's tough to, because you like the individual, so you want to root for the individual, but then you got to step back and just look at the total results. And at the end of the day, what are the results? The results are what Signified Knows just said. 4 losses in 5 years to the same team. Exactly where it's going to go at, right? And he's asking, you still believe in the guy? And this is where I got to get my emotions out of it. Like, I like the coach. Sometimes you got to step back and say, what are the results? Like you just said, lose to the team 4 straight times, bro. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. So hopefully, and I hate to sound like a broken record, because I think we all sometimes sound like a broken record. Hopefully, this is the year that we get it done. We just got to wait it out. So that being said, let me get my phone just closed up. So that being said, that fan pressure can get to the franchise. It can get to the team, can get to the quarterback, get to everybody. So there's a whole lot riding on getting this damn Lombardi, right? So let's keep it rolling, right? When it comes down to franchise history, right? Team and competitive window. And that's one of my other points, right? Let's get to the team and the competitive window. The defense, I think McDermott and Bean have done a decent job to move away from the aging players. Obviously, Hyde retiring, I think we knew that was inevitable. Poyer, obviously, we knew that his play was declining. I don't even know if he's on a team just yet, right? So we had to move Von Miller. We had to move away from certain aging players and bring in some youth. And I think we did a great job of balancing what this team has. If you look at the safety room, pretty young. Cole Bishop, young boy. You got Taylor Rapp, young guy, right? Who do we have? DeMar Hamlin, young dude. So we don't have a lot of aging guys in that backfield. You look at the cornerback room, young guy in Christian Benford, young guy in Max Hairston, right? Taron Johnson is not old, but he ain't an old man, but he's not a young buck either, but he's right in that middle. Right. So we did find ways to get a little younger on this defensive squad, on this team, all in general. I mean, obviously bringing in Keon Coleman, we got a little younger. Right. So those are the things we're trying to do, is infuse the youth, still have some veteran guys on this team to have that balance. The balance I think is very important to really have the winning nucleus on this for this roster. Right. So that plays a big part of it. When you're looking at the competitive window, certain contracts, expiring contracts, where, I mean, look at Milano. Milano's playing his last year, so we're gonna have to refresh and go from there. Where we got guys that, I mean, we brought in veteran guys back, like Trey White coming back. So there's a lot of things that play a part in terms of contractually and what we had to do. I mean, you guys already know we had to move on from Diggs. We had to move on from Von Miller. There's a lot of guys that we had to move on from. Although we had to take a loss on money, it was best for the team. So now, hopefully, we start to kind of turn things around with Brandon Beane, and we start to get back into the green and start, being able to keep this team healthy. And I like what we did in this draft. We went defense heavy, but I feel it was necessary. Let's keep rolling to keep this window open, to keep this for Josh and these Bills to get that Lombardi. You gotta move some furniture around, is what I say. You gotta move some furniture around. Sometimes you can keep that old comfortable sofa, but sometimes you gotta bring that new chaise, right? If you catch what I'm saying, that new chaise that's chic and new and kind of makes the house look a little nicer. So we had to do that a couple times with a few additions to the team, right? We kept that old raggedy sofa, but it's comfortable and it gets the job done. You can sit in it and take a nice nap, and it's all reliable. But then sometimes you got to spruce the house up a little bit with a nice new chaise in the corner of the house, and that's what kind of we revamped this team. So we moved some furniture around. We got some new pieces to elevate this team, to spruce up the house a little bit, and I think that's what that eventually should and could get us over the hump eventually. So that's what you want to look at the end of the day. So when you're looking at the teams and the competitive window that we have, and you look at this roster, we've kept it intact. Look at that O-line. That O-line is lovely, one of the best in the game. So you want to keep that up. Now, we have to keep this in mind too. The AFC East, although we've dominated for the last 5 years, they're getting better. They're only going to improve. They know this team well enough. If you look at the Patriots, you can't tell me the Patriots are going to be the same as they were last year. Absolutely not. If you believe that they will, I can't see it happening. If you look at what you revamped out their coach, they got a second-year quarterback that they say is supposed to be the second coming of Josh Allen. We'll see about that. They brought in some help at the running back position. They brought Diggs and they brought some guys around. We'll see how Diggs does, but we'll see. So they've revamped their defense tremendously. So and they naturally always give us fits when we play the Patriots. Although we always come on top most times. That's what she said. But they've definitely improved. The Dolphins, I don't know what the heck the Dolphins are doing, but we'll see how that all plays out with the Dolphins. And the Jets, they always play as tough no matter what. So we'll see how that quarterback situation plays out. Justin Fields, they seem to like him with Pittsburgh. They didn't quite like him afterwards because they felt that the offense wasn't moving. So he's absolutely determined to do some big things with the Jets. And I think him and Garrett Wilson and a slew of offensive pieces, an improved O-line, should do some good things for the Jets. So they've improved themselves. So that's why you want to get this thing done sooner than later. You want to get this Lombardi in Josh's hands sooner than later because guys are getting older. Josh is getting older. He's going to be pushing 30. It's incredible that it even saying that, but it's coming. So you want to get it sooner than later, and that's for sure. My man Koala Bear. So if we got blown out by the same team 4 to 5 years, then yes, absolutely get rid of the coach. But it can go either way with those matchups. I mean, it is. I mean, there's some people that the results are the loss, and that's how they see it. But, I mean, there's a little bit more into the results of the loss. I mean, how bad was it? I mean, if you look at that Bengals playoff loss, brutal. I mean, everybody played brutal. But these games have all been pretty damn close. You know what I'm saying? It's just a play here or play there that just doesn't get the job done for us. I mean, the one play that stands out to me that is just a play here to play there is the play where Josh Allen, we're home against the Chiefs, and he's got a pretty wide, I don't want to say wide, but an open Khalil Shakir down the seam, just about to hit a post. And it's just a bump of Josh Allen's shoulder, and that throws off. If Chris Jones doesn't bulldoze Deion Dawkins into Josh, we're looking at a whole different situation, maybe, right? So little things like that, that's what changes the game sometimes, man. It's crazy, but it's what it is. So if we're getting blown out, yeah, I totally get it. Yo, get rid of this guy. This guy doesn't know what he's doing, but we're always in it. We're always in it, right? So it's just one of those. It's one of those things, man. But some people feel, yo, enough's enough. Like my man Walter, enough's enough. He's like, yo, get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. I don't want to hear nothing about it, right? He goes, yo, and look at him right now. My man Walter comes in and says, yo, I'm so sick of the injury excuses. Nobody's looking for the defense to hold the Chiefs to 3 points. Just made 3 damn stops at least to keep them under 27. That shouldn't be an impossible task. An impossible ask, excuse me, or task or ask, however you want to look at it. And you're right. I mean, you're not going to keeping NFL teams at bay and expecting, you know what I mean, to blow all these teams out and stop them. It's not going to happen. It's just moments. You've got to seize moments in the game that change, you know what I mean, how the game is going to end out. Just, you know what I mean? So that's just the way I look at it. But there's some folks that have support from McDermott and some are like, yo, I'm done with that dude. Bring on to the next. But when you ask them who you want, they don't know. They have no idea. So it's not as simple as some want to say it. My man Signified Knows, member for 15 months. What up, B? He goes, yo, I've been calling into WGR all week saying, barring defense being gutted by injuries like 2 years ago, there are no excuses this year. Is that true? Are there no excuses this year? Because if there are no excuses this year, that means if you don't get it done this year, what you gonna blow up the team? You gonna blow it up? What's going on? Or are you saying no excuses this year? That means McDermott's got to go. Because that's been a conversation for the last 2-3 years. No excuses, no excuses, no excuses. I mean, at the end of the day, man, we're just not. You got to get it done. And if Pagula's really about the results, which I highly doubt he's going to even make a change, that's where most teams would go. They go to the head coach. Certainly ain't going to be the player. I don't think it's going to be happening anytime soon because I think they want to keep this nucleus together. But at the end of the day, results-driven business. You got to get the results. Just take a look at the New York Knicks, for crying out loud. Thibodeau got these guys to a championship conference game. Got them to a conference game, and they said, yo, you got to go. You got to go, man. The Knicks haven't done diddly squat in years. And this brother gets them to where they need to be. They said, yo, results-driven business. Out. Not doing this. Mike Brown, welcome to the Knicks. It's a results-driven business. So it comes time where Pagula, Bean will have to make a decision. I just don't see anything happening anytime soon. Let's keep it rolling. Let me keep it rolling because I'm going to get to other topics that I want to touch on too. All right? So then it becomes this. Comparisons. Josh has got to get it because he's got young quarterbacks behind him that are vying to listen. He's got his counterparts in Lamar Jackson seething. He is drooling at the thought of going to the Super Bowl. You know, the way that the Ravens have built their squad, you got Wiggins, corner. They just brought in Jair, right? They got the rookie safety on that squad. They got Kyle Hamilton. Bro, that defense is going to be something to watch. They're going to be something. Absolutely. O-line still somewhat intact. I think they improved on the O-line, right? They're going to get that young running back that tore his knee up or his Achilles up. They'll get him back. They got Derrick Henry. The receiving core is a little better. So, they're loaded and ready to go. So, you got Lamar that you got to worry about. You got Joe Burrow that you got to worry about. I mean, their defense ain't diddly squat, but you got Joe Burrow, healthy Joe Burrow with an improved O-line, and you got two of his running backs back, and you got Chase Brown that's actually a better running back than most want to give him credit for. Underrated. I think it's super nice. But that defense ain't worth a damn. However, those guys are vying to jump back into it. I mean, so there's a lot going into it. I mean, the Denver Broncos, they look good last year. They're going to be back at it again. So this AFC is always going to be a tough AFC. There's always going to be some heat. I mean, Chargers are going to be vying for something. The Chiefs are going to be vying for something. So it's going to be something. There's definitely going to be something. So the pressure is stacked on. That's why you want to get these things done now. You want to get these things done now. Burrow, Lamar being electric, right? But he's got these injury issues, right? Sometimes he can stay healthy, sometimes he doesn't. I mean, go back to the year that Tyler Huntley took over and had some decent success. Joe Burrow, cool under pressure. Got to the Super Bowl, just couldn't get over the hump. So there's the pressure that comes from Josh is, my counterparts are trying to get it. I want Josh to get one before Lamar. I want Josh to get one before Burrow. I want Josh to get one before every one of these cats. There's just a feel. I would hate for Lamar to get one before Josh. I don't care. Even if Lamar were to get one this year and Josh got one the year after, I'd want Josh to get his first before Lamar because we wouldn't hear the end of it. And I would be happy for Lamar in a way because I liked him as the individual. But nah, I can't have that. I need my guy to get it first. My man Walter says, I'm a fan of Lamar, but he gets zero sympathy for me for his shortcomings in the postseason. This man has been blessed with a defense that has made Allen and Mahomes look pedestrian and still loses. You ain't lying, brother. You absolutely are not lying. John Williams, Allen has scored 126 touchdowns since 2022. That's 21 more than any other quarterback. If it ain't Josh Allen, it's the coaching staff. And that shitbag receivers and above average run game and him. Listen, man, we already know what Josh Allen brings to the table. We already know what he brings to the table. So it ain't that. It's just everybody's got to step up to his level. At the end of the day, that's what has to happen. But like my man Walter said, I'm a big fan of Lamar as well. But I need my man Josh to get that first. I do. I absolutely do. So I bring this up. I need Josh to win it now. I need Josh to win it sooner because these guys are just ready to get after it. And I'm probably missing an AFC team. I mean, listen, CJ Stroud. You can't sleep on CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud has a damn good team, with the Texans. So maybe going into his third year, the game absolutely slows down for him and he's ready to go. So listen, this AFC is a stacked conference. It's a stacked conference. So when you have the 5th easiest schedule, you want to be able to take full advantage of everything that you see going forward. That's the way I look at it. Now, when I'm looking at the competition that Josh is going to be facing, I'm looking at what takes place and what gives Josh an edge. It's just a matter of, you got one of the best O-lines in the game. We've kept them intact. They pretty much brought back the whole offense. Joe Brady returns. This is where you want to just put things together, put them all together and get the job done. You were one of the highest scoring offenses in the game, and nothing really changed on the offensive side. And you got weapons that are much better than they were last year. I mean, it's right there in front of us. It's right there in front of us, man. Got to get it. Got to get it done. So, and I asked myself this, right? And I'm looking through my notes. Excuse me. What happens if Josh doesn't win soon? Does it tarnish his legacy? Right? Does it tarnish what he's done? I don't think it does per se, but he will absolutely be grouped into some of the greats that have never won it. And it's a shame, right? The Jim Kellys of the world, the Dan Marinos of the world, the Phillip Rivers of the world. I mean, these guys, good quarterbacks, very solid, Hall of Fame. You got 2 Hall of Fames. For Hall of Famers, you got a Phillip Rivers that's been a very good quarterback his whole career, just could never get the job done. We don't want Josh to be in that bag. We don't want him to be in that position, because then people start questioning legacy. You always hear it, right? Guys that don't win it. I mean, look at the NBA. Oh, LeBron's only got 4, and he should get 5, and there should be 6. Bro, they're always going to talk. But you got to get one. In the NFL, it's a little different. That one Lombardi is legitimate. If Aaron Rodgers never got his, bro, how they be talking about Aaron Rodgers. It'd be crazy. MVPs, great. All that is fantastic. But where's the Super Bowl? How come he never got a Super Bowl? They'll be talking, but he can say, I got one. He can say, I got one. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I need Josh to just get one. And not just for himself, but just for the city of Buffalo. Bro, the team has been through too much. Get us that dub, baby. Get us that dub. We need that. So, I say all of this because obviously we love the team that we root for. We love the team that we root for, and we're looking forward to it. And we want Josh to get it, but I mean, there's so many external things that take place. Everything's got to line up properly. But man, he needs to get one before the others. He needs to get one. We get it. Pat Mahomes got his multiple times. Get that part, right? He's going to go down as one of the best in the game ever. Alongside, the Tom Brady's of the world. Josh is right there with Pat Mahomes. I think by the time that his career is done, he's going to be mentioned amongst one of the best and the best to ever strap up and put it onto Pats. But boy, would that resume look fantastic with a Lombardi trophy next to his name. We need that. We need that from our guy. We need that from our guy Josh when it comes down to it. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking at this and I'm figuring out like 5 reasons, and I tried to come up with 5 reasons that we feel that Josh needs to win this one sooner than later. Let me know if you guys agree with my 5 reasons that I come up with. All right. Number 1, Josh getting his Super Bowl. Josh getting his Super Bowl would absolutely cement his legacy. It would cement the rival pressure, right? He got his over this and that guy and that guy. You know what I'm saying? It would really put everything up in a bouquet. It would be absolutely sensational for that to happen. The guy's already got his MVP. He's already got the All-Pro, the Pro Bowls. He's already got the statistics. I mean, back-to-back, over 10 plus touchdowns rushing on the ground. The guy's got 195 touchdowns. He's ready to break the 75 rushing touchdowns by Cam Newton. Like, he's knocking on the door for a whole bunch of records. He needs that Super Bowl. Cement that career. There's already guys talking right now. Dude, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. But boy, would that Super Bowl help his cause. Would that Super Bowl help his cause? Absolutely. But without a ring, You get overshadowed. You get overshadowed. You get overshadowed by the Pat Mahomes. You get overshadowed if Lamar gets one. You get overshadowed if Burrow goes there. You get overshadowed if freaking Chargers and Harbaugh get one over him. You feel me? Like, you get overshadowed by those things. So that's why you want to cement it now. You want to get it now. So legacy matters in this. So that's why it's one of the reasons I feel that Josh needs to get that to cement his legacy and go from there, right? Because those stats, they're great, but they can fade. Nobody looks at the stats and they say, do you have a Super Bowl? Do you have a Super Bowl? And that's what they'll do. That's what they'll do. Where's your Super Bowl at? That's what I thought. Those numbers are great. Where's your Super Bowl at? All right, bet. You don't want him to. You want him to have all that and that bowl and that Lombardi. And that's what I'm looking for. Because all you're going to end up ever being reminded of is, hey, you went 0-4 against the Chiefs. You had opportunities. You just couldn't get over it. You just couldn't get it done. If he doesn't get it done, that's what's always going to be reminded. And no different than the Bills. Bills from the 90s. You didn't get it done. 0-4. Y'all stink. And it follows you forever. Got to cement that. You got to cement that. My man, Blake, my man, Scott. What up, Scotty? Scotty says, at the end of the day, Josh Allen's career, he will have more Super Bowl wins than Mahomes. Hey, listen, I would love for that to happen. I would love for that to happen. My man, Walter, baby steps. Let's see the Ravens win more than one playoff game in a calendar year before we talk Super Bowl. We might not make the Super Bowl yet, but our playoff win floor has been their ceiling. Golly, that's a take. That's a take. And you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong about that. You absolutely ain't wrong about that. What's up, Richie? Richie Fresh, my boy. He goes, Rico, my boy. One of these turds on the network has the Bills going. I'll talk on I think his name is Karen. 11-6 and 3-3 in the division. Doubting us yet again. Bring on February. Hit that horn. You know I will, baby. All right. We'll get into that boy in just a moment. We'll get into it. All right. So let me go to number 2. The other reason I feel that Josh needs to get the Super Bowl. A championship window. I know we'll be talking about these windows. That window is real. That window is real. And I'm of the thought process that as long as Josh Allen is on this squad, that window is always and forever going to be open. However, right now we have a solid roster put together. But you know how contracts happen, how contracts go. Players come, players go. Sometimes the nucleus is right here. Who knows if this is the right nucleus, but the window is now for what we have. Look at that O-line. That O-line is a difference maker. You continue to go in and out and not get the job done. Deion Dawkins and a young chicken. There goes Deion, right? Our left guard, not a spring chicken. There he goes. Now you got to shuffle in. Now continuity becomes an issue. So when you have something right now that everybody's lockstep and they understand what's at stake, you got to lock in right now and get it before things start to change around the team. Or before, we got to reshuffle and move some furniture around again. I like how the house looks right now. I ain't trying, to get a new furnace. I ain't trying to get a new roof. We got time with this roof that we got right now. I ain't trying to shuffle some things around. I like what we got. And I think we got enough right now that we can get over the hump. I mean, we were one freaking drive away. One drive away from solidifying something that we could have gotten, right? By beating the Chiefs and going to the bowl. Missed our opportunity. We missed our opportunity. So that window, that championship window, we got to take advantage of it because they slam shut. They slam shut with injuries. They slam shut with free agency. Money becomes an issue. Cap constraints. You guys already know that, right? And then you got to move things around. So these windows that we're in, these pockets that we got to take full advantage of them. And I feel that the window is now. We have the right nucleus to really get this thing done. Because waiting too long, golden opportunity could be missed. It's not like you have the same roster for 6-7 years, man. You got to move away. You got to, the way the game's played, you got to shuffle around. Teams look completely different. Look at teams that were competing at one point and are right now in rebuild mode. in no time. It's crazy. It moves quickly. So that window, we got to take advantage of the window of opportunity. And the golden opportunity is right freaking now. Number 3, shelf life for a style of play. Let's keep it a buck here. 6'4", 6'5", 240. That boy will run you over, will hop over you. Josh Allen does take some licks, but he can because he's young. He's a big boy. But you can't be doing that same type of stuff going into, age 32, 33, 34. You now have to change the way you play the game. So Josh's game will have to change. So while he's young, spry, and ready to do these things, we got to nail this thing right now. Not to say that he can't adapt to the game. I remember Vince Carter was a high-flying, throw it on your head top. His game had to change a little bit. The older he got, he couldn't get up there. Now his jump shot was nice. Now he was hitting threes. He was never the guy to hit threes. Now he's hitting threes. LeBron, high flyer, doing all that good stuff. He's still doing a little bit, but he's older. He can't do all those things. So that mid-range game had to be a little better. You know what I mean? So your style of play will change. Same thing for Lamar Jackson. Your style of play will change. That shelf life of you being able to run over, run around, run through, you can't do that forever. So that's why the window is now. You want to be able to do that. So that dual threat, physical style, high risk way of playing at quarterback, it works for Josh right now, but not for long. You know that. Not for long in the NFL, not for long. It doesn't happen for long. And history has shown that some of these players will decline over time when you get older. That's just what it is. Look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton was that guy. Superman. Ha! You know what I'm saying? Superman had to put the cape away because he wasn't able to do all those Superman stylish things. You get a little slower. You know what I'm saying? Your vision gets a little blurrier. You know what I mean? As you get older, things change. So that window of opportunity is right now where you're young, spry, and you're able to do all those things. Those are the things you do it. Look at Andrew Luck. I mean, they didn't really help Andrew Luck with that Porsche O-line, but that boy was physical. Big boy, could run, and then the hits got to him. So that's why you want to be able to handle those things ASAP, right this second. He's at that peak physicality right now. He's as happy as he's ever been. He's got an offensive coordinator that he loves. He has a head coach that he loves. He has a team and a city that he loves. He's the guy in Buffalo. Got to get it done. Got to get it done. You got to. Number 4. 4 reasons why Josh needs to get this thing right now. Fan base pressure. And now I threw that in there because I'm like, there is a lot of pressure. So I mean, think about it. You're the franchise quarterback. You're the best thing that's happened to Buffalo since Jim Kelly in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Thurman Thomas in the 90s Bills, right? Bruce Smith. You're the best thing that's happened since then. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. So there's all that pressure. I remember when Josh came to the team, they were making him meet with Jim Kelly. They're having sit downs. He's having to relive as a young guy, about all the history of the things that Buffalo went through. And they passed the torch over to Josh. And he's like, all right, pressure's on. I got the whole city riding on my back and let's go. We got to get done. So that fan pressure is a real thing. And I feel that Josh doesn't want to let down the city. And I genuinely feel that. I feel like he doesn't want to let down the city. I feel like he's one of those guys like, I will die on the field to bring a Lombardi to these Bills. I would die on this field. I want this. If I can get one, if they promise me a Super Bowl this season, I'd be good to retire right there. That's how much he wants it for the team. So that fan pressure is a real thing. That fan desperation, that fan base desperation is a real thing. I mean, we're starving, bro. But let's keep it a buck. The Bills are starving for a Super Bowl. Starving. We've been starving. You know what I mean? We're fiending for it. We're fiends. We need that. We can't even be fiends because what are we fiending on? You know what I mean? We can't be. We're starving, bro. We're waiting for it. Lips are dried up. You know what I'm saying? No moisture. We just want food, right? And that Super Bowl would quench the thirst for those that are parched for that Super Bowl. And we're all there. And Josh is the dude that's going to lead us there. Guy, he's that dude. So that fan base desperation, that pressure is a real thing. And Allen has absolutely embraced. He's embraced that role. You can't tell me he hasn't. He's all over the place. Go Bills. You know it's what it's. You know it's what it is. Thumbs up, looking like Jim Duggan. Go Bills all day. So he knows what's at stake. He knows how important it is to bring something to the Bills. Absolutely. So delivering a title would absolutely make him. Listen, they're talking about Jim Kelly getting a statue at that stadium, bro. And that stadium is gonna be what, $3 million is what I hear. Yo, double the size of that damn trophy, double the size of that statue when it comes time when his career is all said and done and he's got himself a Super Bowl for the Bills, bro. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be glorious. Last but not least, Josh needs it because he's got that personal drive. Number 5, personal drive and sacrifice. The guy's hungry for it. He's hungry for it. You know it. You see it. You hear it, right? He's publicly said it himself. Bro, like I said it before, I'll retire tomorrow if I can bring it to him. You know he wants it. He genuinely feels for the city, for the team, and he wants to be able to bring it. He knows what the team has gone through. He knows it. He's reminded of it constantly. He doesn't get hurt. He's healthy, stays healthy. And if he does get banged up, plays right through it. You know when he hurt that shoulder, the longest time he ever stayed out was what, his rookie year or was his second year, where he had that elbow issue or the shoulder issue. He had to stay out for a bit. Derek Anderson came in as a quarterback. Josh don't miss no time, bro. He doesn't miss time. That personal drive, sacrifice, unmatched. It's unmatched, man. He puts his body on the line and you see it, stretching all over the place, doing what he needs to do, get the job done. Dude's got 34 touchdowns in the last three years, 34 rushing touchdowns in the last 3 years. Put his body on the line, bro. The level of commitment that this guy has to the team, second to none. Second to none. So those are the 5 reasons that I have. Number 1, legacy, cementing that legacy. Got to get that. 5 reasons I believe that Josh Allen got to get that Super Bowl sooner than later. Legacy, cementing that legacy, right? That championship window. Number 2, that championship window right now. He's got it. We've got a window. We're always going to have that window with him, but in that window, things change. Things do change. So you have a very good squad right now that can get the job done. So that window, that championship window, can close fast. So you got to get in it now. Number 3, that shelf life. He's got that window is now for that shelf life. You can only run, jump around, run through for so long until your game has to change a little bit, good or bad. But we know, pull that emergency, break the glass, and let Josh do what he does. You can only do that for so long. Number 4, that fan desperation, that pressure, right? The stench I was telling you guys about, the 90s Bills, the drought, all that. That's a lot of pressure. He's trying to get that championship so you can forget about all that. So then when we talk about it, we could say, man, remember all that stuff that we went through, man? Oh, it's all said. It's all good now because we got that championship. But we can't talk like that until we do as Bills fans. And number 5, last personally, it's his personal drive. His personal drive, his sacrifice, all that stuff plays a big part in all of this. So those are my 5, man. What do y'all think? What is it that the Bills need to get over the hump? Does Josh need this Super Bowl, and will he get it within the next 3 years? Do we see a Super Bowl in the horizon in the next 3 years? I don't want to wait 3. I want it now. We've been patient enough. We've been patient enough, golly. We've been patient enough. But that's the way I look at it. So that being said, love to see that. Now, let me move on to my next segment because I'm getting annoyed. And I gotta let me open my Twitter real quick. I gotta open my Twitter real quick, and I gotta talk about this real quick because I get a little peeved when I see this. So it's been circulating the last couple days. Keon Coleman and his ability and what he's been able to do this offseason has caught some people's attention. And that, what I mean by that, and let me open up my my Twitter here so I can get to what I'm trying to get to and get at with y'all is there we go. So there's a video, and I'm just trying to pull it up for you guys. There's a video that's circulating of my guy Keon Coleman and his route running ability. And people are they're trying to. They're trying to clown Keon Coleman on his route running ability, saying, "Bro, if you guys impressed by that? What's going on? Like, why are we hyping this brother up like that? Like, let me just get this this video for you guys so you can see it for yourself. For crying out loud, where is it? I just had it and I just lost it. Give me a moment while I pull this up for y'all, because I get annoyed. For those that are not familiar with the size of Keon Coleman, that brother's 6'3". 6'3". That's a he ain't small. It's not a small guy, right? So I just found it now. So let me share my screen for y'all, just so you guys have an idea of what I'm referring to. So my man is just running routes just to kind of, to get his explosion up. He's trying to get the explosion up. You gotta do that in the game these days. Smaller DBs, they're on your hip, so you gotta do what you gotta do. So my man's just running routes. Let me lower the volume because you ain't gotta hear all that. So they're not liking what they see from the 6'3", over 220-pound receiver in Keon Coleman. And I don't get it. What exactly is the issue here? At the end of the day, the guy had over 500 yards receiving last year and missed multiple games, broken wrist, and had 2 games where he kind of showed you that he can still get the job done.
Buffalo Fanatics, what's going on? This is Pierre the Kingpin, and I wanted to talk to you today about Cigars International, which is the ultimate destination for premium homemade cigars. Known as the industry leader, Cigars International offers the largest selection, unbeatable prices, and a customer service experience that's second to none. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned vet, Cigars International makes enjoying cigars easy, approachable, and fun. Cigars International is the go-to retailer for all things cigars, with the biggest selection of premium homemade cigars available anywhere. Cigars International offers unbeatable deals and discounts, making it easy to stock up on your favorite or try something new without breaking the bank. With fast free shipping and their 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence knowing that Cigars International stands behind every order. They have good relationship with vendors that helps provide great low prices. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned pro, Cigars International makes it easy to find the right cigar with helpful guides, staff reviews, and expert advice. It's not just about cigars. Cigars International also offers a wide range of accessories and more to elevate your smoking experience. Check out the great deals every day at cigarsinternational.com. That's cigars, CIGARS, international.com. Use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply. Again, use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply.
But yet you got people saying, "Ooh, he looks kind of slow. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to work in the NFL. Ooh, he's going to get locked up. Ooh, Fam, what do we got? Roscoe Parrish running routes? He's 6'3". What do you want, him running routes like Tavon Austin? Like, what do you want? This is what I about. Randy Moss didn't run routes like you wouldn't believe, man. That boy had long strides. And you could not keep up with that, brother, man. Go back to the Minnesota days, man. It was, or he wouldn't even tap his head. He just put his hand up. I'm out. He wasn't known to be a big route running tactician. Not even. So this, oh, he's not going to separate. He's not going to this. Yo, get open. And they didn't bring him to be the speed running. They brought him for the big body. When I toss it up, go up and get it. And we've seen multiple games where he was able to do those very things. The guy's working on his explosion. He's working on, trying to get out of his breaks to improve himself in the game. Oh, he's slow. Bro, I hope that brother comes in and lights y'all up. He lights the league up. And all you're just going to hear is silence. I just don't get it. His game is not to be a route running guy. He's not, He's not these small, he's not Odell Beckham. He ain't Stephon Diggs at 5'11", 6 feet running. He's 6'3". His game is not that. Now, if he improves it, cool. He ain't Devontae Adams. He's not. Devontae Adams is a route running. He's not known as a speedster. He ain't known as a big body guy, go up and get it. He's a route runner. It's not Keon's game. So the guy's trying to improve his ability to get explosion, get quicker, get fast. He running slow. Look at that. He ain't gonna do anything, league boy. I hope he catches one on the head top on y'all. Boom. Hope that. I'm waiting for it. This little things like that annoy me. They really do annoy me. Now let me get into my next topic here. Let me get into my next topic. My next bag. Fox Sports put out a graphic the other day on, let me see if I can find it here. Fox Sports put out a graphic on rushing touchdowns. All right. Rushing touchdowns. And if I can find my graphic here, I can put it up for you in just a moment. And there were people that had issue with said list. Why they had an issue, and that's the question. Because they didn't see Lamar Jackson's name on it. They saw Jalen Hurts, and they saw Josh Allen's name on that graphic. So then it got me thinking. There goes the Ravens fans again, yapping away and crying about Josh being on this list. And it had me wondering. And I'm looking through comments. I'm looking through people's, quotes and stuff. And they're saying, yeah, well, 1 yard rushing touchdowns. Of course it looks good. Then I was like, how many 1 yard rushing touchdowns has Josh had? That's got everybody saying, oh, but he just gets 1 yard rushing touchdown. So of course it's going to be like that. And I was peeved by that. So I was like, all right, let me look up what Josh has been able to do. And I had a stat that I put out. Let me just go on my phone because I can't post it on. Actually, maybe I can. Let me see if I can find it. But I can't. I'll just say the stat. So I was looking at the statistics on what Josh has actually been able to do, and what has it looked like to say that he's a merchant. He's a touchdown 1 yard touchdown merchant. When we all know Jalen Hurts is. So most rushing touchdowns over the last 3 seasons. Jalen Hurts, 42. Playing 67 games. 47 games. Derrick Henry, 41. Josh Allen, 34. Playing 50 games. Then you got Josh Jacobs, Dave Montgomery, and the rest of them are running backs. Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyron Williams, Kenneth Walker III. 2 quarterbacks on that list. One of them for sure is known as the 1 yard touchdown merchant. We know that's Jalen Hurts. I've seen the stats. I'll show you the stats in just a moment, or I can just say the stats. So I was like, how many touchdowns does Josh have? He's got 34 rushing touchdowns the last 3 years. He's got 65 for his career thus far. And we'll get into that in just a moment. So rushing touchdowns. He had 7 in 22. He had 13 in 23 and 24. He had 14 in 2024. Okay. Then I was like, well, how many of them were 1 yard or 3 yards or less? how many of them were 5 yards, over 5 yards, and how many of them were over 10 yards? And I'm looking at the number. Out of the 34 touchdowns that brother's run for, 13 of them were for 3 yards or under. 15 of them were for 5 yards or over. So it's not like he's sitting here just running 1 yard TDs all day. He's got 15 of them or 5 yards or more. Then he's got 6 touchdowns of 10 yards or more. So to keep this narrow, he's a 1 yard TD merchant. Go look at that Pittsburgh Steelers game. Oh, you don't want that one? Cool. Go look at the Kansas City Chiefs game where he bounced off of one to get the game-winning rushing touchdown. Boy, I don't want to hear nothing about 1 yard TD merchant. I don't want to hear it. He's versatile. He can give you 1 yard. He can give you over 5. He can give you over 10. He's like that. And that's why he's where he's at. I feel he's one of the best, if not the number one. I can make an argument that he's the number one dual threat quarterback. By the time that his career is done, I think he's probably a hot take, call it what you want. I think he's going to be known as the best dual threat quarterback by the time his career is done. But what about Lamar Jackson? I love Lamar Jackson. Y'all know I love Lamar Jackson. So my argument, Richie Fresh is loving this right now. I love you, Richie. Richie's showing my boy. He's showing your boy some love. I get annoyed by it, right? My man Walter says Lamar Jackson is the greatest dual threat QB ever because he does exactly that, threaten to rush it in more than he actually does. Allen is greatest dual threat offender ever. Chargers still counting. Hold on. Well, let me get into my bag real quick. So I had this conversation with myself, and if you look at the eyeball test, Lamar Jackson, I think, is freaking phenomenal. I'm scared of Lamar Jackson. When we play Lamar, I'm fearful that this brother will take off and just crush our hopes. You got to defend that brother hard, especially when you got a guy like Derrick Henry that you got to worry about on top of that. And he does such a fantastic job of hiding the ball in the belly of the running back where you don't know what's going on. He plays it so well. 2 different types of quarterbacks, right? But then do you dismiss statistics? Because that's the question. Do you dismiss statistics and do the eyeball test? If you're doing the eyeball test, bro, Lamar Jackson's that dude. There's no question about it. There's no question. He's that dude. But I gotta keep it a buck here. I gotta keep it a buck. Stats matter in this case. And when you look at what these guys have done in their career, I use 3 quarterbacks: Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. 65 rushing touchdowns for Josh Allen. 33 for Lamar Jackson. Now, 4,000 yards rushing for Josh Allen. 6,100 yards rushing for Lamar. We get that part. That boy nice like that. Nobody's denying it. 5.5 yards a pop in terms of a carry per, 6.1 for Lamar. Now, we're talking about dual threat here, right? Not just running. Okay? Passing, 195 passing touchdowns to Lamar's 166. Total, 262 total touchdowns for Josh, 199 for Lamar. And it's still counting. We're still going. These 2 are going neck and neck. So I bring all this up. If we're talking about dual threat, who does what, I'm making a case for my man Josh to be, by the time that his career's done and it's done with, passing numbers are going to be up there. Rushing numbers are going to be up there. He's already crushing it as we speak. So he will be, at the end of the day, the best dual threat freaking weapon, period, by the time his career's done. And he's already doing it now, and he's breaking records. So is Lamar. But when you look at the numbers tell you. Lamar just had his first 4,000-yard passing season. Just had it. Josh been doing that. We talking about 5 consecutive seasons of 40-plus TDs. Josh is a dog. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Josh is no dual threat. He is the quintessential dual threat. You fear him throwing the football, and you absolutely fear him running it. Do you fear him as much as you fear Lamar? Hell no. But the numbers prove it. Sleep on Josh. I mean, that's what some people do. Yo, he's a big white quarterback. Ain't gonna do. Nah, bro. The numbers tell you. The numbers tell you he's that dude. I don't know what else you need to see. I don't know what else you see. I got this thing blocking my page right now. Super annoyed. There we go. What else you need to see? The numbers are telling you. The numbers are absolutely telling you. My man Walter says, yo, I don't get the rush TD merchant argument for Allen. So he throws his team down the field and then caps it off with him finishing the rush TD. And he stole it. I know. I don't get that. I don't get that either. I think people are silly. But it's mostly Ravens fans because they have their quarterback in Lamar Jackson. And I think we all agree Lamar Jackson's phenomenal. 2-time MVP, could have had a third if not for our guy Josh. But I'm not gonna sit here and say dual threat quarterback goes to Lamar Jackson. Nah. I'm making the argument Josh will. I think he is the best dual threat quarterback in the game right now. And he will end up, by the time his career is done, will be the best dual threat quarterback of the game. Yeah, but what about Mike Vick? Mike Vick didn't throw the rock like Josh Allen does. Mike Vick was the pioneer. He started, it was the Michael Vick experience. We saw it. We remember Madden. We remember the commercials. We get it. The game has evolved now. You got to do both. You got to do both. Gone are the days of the static quarterback staying in the pocket. You know what I mean? Going through his reads, bro. I'll tell you. Now, there's some competition now. Jane Daniels, that boy the real deal. He nice. He nice like that. He could be. But as of right now, I think Josh ends up being that dude. But Jane Daniels, that guy's the real deal. That boy's the real deal. But the way Josh is doing what he's doing right now, hard to see anybody catching that brother, man. Hard to see it. Hard to see it. If Lamar TDs count on drives, Henry led them down the field, then Allen Rush TDs count. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I bring this up because I see a lot of the conversations happening about Josh being just a TD merchant and this, that, and the third. Not only is he not a TD merchant, right? But he's throwing the rock and he's running the rock. He's nice like that. And by the time his career is said and done, bro, I'm telling you right now, he's gonna be not one of the best. He's gonna be the best. The best. And he's only 29. And you know he's a dog when it comes down to it. But I said earlier, there's only so long you can do those things. Same for Lamar Jackson. They're built completely different. But same for Lamar Jackson. Right? They can only do that for so long until now you gotta, you gotta start facilitating because you're very valuable to your team. So you can't be taking those little risks that you were before. But that's a whole nother ballgame. But I'm a big fan of both these brothers. I happen to have the quarterback that's on my team. And he happens to be that guy. And that's what it is. You gotta love to see it. Love to see it. Now, last segment of the show. And if you guys are appreciating this show and you guys are you welcome. I mean, we took a little bit of a hiatus, we took a little bit of a break, but we back at it. Because some of it's coming soon. But if you guys are appreciating the show, you guys are liking what it is, you guys know what time it is, man. You guys see the graphic, like, subscribe if you have not subscribed. Do us that favor, get in there and show some love, show some support. Let's get this clip. 200 likes is light right now in the off season. Even if we get it to 250, I would appreciate that. The more likes these videos generate, the better it is for us. So go ahead and like and subscribe and get that thing rocking and cracking. All right. Last segment for me. AFC East. The AFC East, ladies and gentlemen. Are they catching up? Should the Bills be worried about the AFC East? I asked y'all that question for a reason. Hold on. I just got breaking news for Devin Booker. Where's he going? Did he get traded or is he to 2-year 45 franchise through 29, the highest extension salary in NBA history? CAA's Jessica Holtz. What? He got an extension for 2 years, $145 million? Why? How are you going to give Booker $145 million on a 2-year $1 million maximum contract extension? Boy, these boys just got money to give to these players, bro. They got money to give. Are you kidding me? 145 for Devin Booker? I mean, I like Devin Booker, but I don't know about all that. I do not know all about that. Let me just keep rolling. Because the money that's being given out in the NBA is absolute wild. Absolute wild. All right. AFC East, folks. Let's talk about it. AFC East. Kim, I'm with you. We own the AFC East. We absolutely do. So when I'm talking about the AFC East, and let me just open my notes because that was another segment that I wanted to hit. Pardon me, folks. Let me get to my my notes. While I get to my notes, do me a favor, smash that like. If you have any comments, questions, hit that. You know what I mean? And try to get my attention. Smash. You guys already know what time it is. I ain't got to tell you. You guys know the drill by now. Let me just open my stuff up here. Here we go. All right. The AFC East. And I want to touch on this. All right. Can the AFC East catch up to the Bills? Are they close to catching up to Bills? And if one team was going to catch up, if you will, or pose a threat, who is it going to be? Who stands out? Well, I'll tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. Since the 2020 season, every team in the AFC East, they've tried to build their roster, right? And that's what we did as Bills fans, right? As the Bills were trying to build their roster to take down Tom Brady and the Patriots. We went after Mario Williams, right? We went after pass rushers to try to disrupt what the freaking Patriots were doing. Just wasn't enough. Marcel Darius, we're running Marcel Darius. We had Mike Pettin as our coach, right? The guy that had the exotic blitz packages to go out there. Then we got Schwartz with the wide 9 approach. We tried everything to try. We freaking brought in Rex Ryan, defensive guru, to stop Tom Brady. We did everything we can to do what we needed to do. Just never worked out. My man Scott Blicky says, yo, Jets, no change. Finn's trajectory's down. Pat's trajectory up. Bills are going to win the division 5 games minimum. Okay, all right, let's talk about it. So, 2020, like I told you, we've run things. All right? So, what do the Jets do to improve this year? Obviously, they brought in some key names on the team. They re-signed some key players on the squad. They got a fresh coach in Aaron Glenn. So mind frame is going to change. It's going to be more of a unity-based coaching style. You saw it with the Detroit Lions. You saw the turnaround with Coach Glenn when he was over there with Detroit. So he's going to try to bring the same things to the New York Jets. The Dolphins, they constantly are about speed. It's all about speed in McDaniel's approach. You mean stretch the defense, make them all over the place, and have Devin A-Chain and Tyreek and Waddle they're going to try to beat you with speed. This is what it is. It's just what it is. Okay? Don't forget, they got Minkah Fitzpatrick back. They moved on from Jalen. So let's keep it rolling. The Patriots on a complete reboot. We know that. They've absolutely rebooted themselves, have they not? New coach, spent some money on a lot of players. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you're in desperation mode and you're trying to, rebuild this whole team. That's what you got to do. That's the point. That's why you play the game. At the end of the day. So that being said, let's keep it rolling here. Five straight AFC titles. The Bills are 24-6 divisional record in that span. Okay. Have never finished lower than first in the AFC with Josh Allen McDermott in that window. We've been that team. Okay. Ranked as and ranked as having one of the better rosters in that division. And folks, the analytics tell you that it's going to end up being the same thing going forward. So what's the narrative angle here? I'm looking at the Jets. All right. What are the Jets going to be able to do to try to get over the hump? And I know my man Z-Bot, I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but Z-Bot has absolutely no respect for the Jets. None. We talk about the Jets, he's like, whatever. We talk about the Dolphins, he's like, okay. No respect for the Jets, especially the Jets. All right. So the Jets, Sauce Gardner, we know he's a good corner. Don't even hate on him. He can be a little grabby. Good corner. Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, who knows what the heck's going to happen with that. Justin Fields should be the guy that takes over. I still believe that Justin Fields is a good quarterback. And I think if you put him in the right situation, the right scenario, I think he could be pretty damn good. Athletically, he can run. That's what saves him. And collegiately, he was pretty damn good. So it's just got to be put him in the right spot. Quinnen Williams obviously is going to be the guy that anchors that defense on the line. And got Jermaine Johnson out there. So they got some guys. They got some guys out there. They spent money on the squad. Garrett Wilson, obviously, you know what time it is with him. Obviously, you're gonna have they're gonna go running back by committee. Breece Hall returns. I think I'm still a big fan of Breece Hall. So they got some guys on the right. So they're going to be a team that will run the football. You saw it with Detroit, and they're going to have some offensive success. I feel they will, because they'll use the legs of obviously Justin Fields. But the O-line is still not stable. It's still not stable enough. I don't know if they've done enough to really protect on the offensive line of this team. And the Bills are what? The Jets are 1-3 versus the Bills. So it's not great. It's not great. So their narrative is they've built a defense to stop Allen, to slow him down, and we're going to do enough to put some things on the offense side of the ball by running the football and being aggressive, and you will see the ball in the air a lot more, and we'll see how we're going to really use Justin Fields. I'm not buying it. I'm trying to find the narrative that they're going to try to come up with. I'm still not buying it. I respect the Jets. I think they play as tough every time. I just don't see enough on the offensive side of the ball that's going to make me go, I'm laying awake, watching film on the Jets. I don't think anybody's looking at the Jets like, yo, watch out for that. No, I'm not. And that's the narrative. That's the narrative they're going to go. We're going to build that defense around. We got a new head coach. He's going to bring some juice to this team. It doesn't matter. It won't matter. The Bills are just too strong. It's just what it is. It's our time. So that's the angle that these guys are going to try to take. I just don't like it. I'm not with it. So when you look at the Dolphins, let's go to the Dolphins. Justin Field trip. That's hilarious. I like that. I saw that. Let's go to the Dolphins. Built for speed. We know that. We see what's going on. They're built for speed. That's just what it is. Tyreek Hill, blah, blah, blah. But Tyreek Hill hasn't done diddly squat against the Bills. Ever since joining the Dolphins, he has not been the Tyreek Hill that was on the Chiefs with a Pat Mahomes, with an Andy Reid. You got Mike McDaniels, bro. You got Tua Tagovailoa, bro. Sorry, not the same. And we've been able to put the clamps on my guy Tyreek. Jalen Waddle, he nice. But it's not like he's a game changer where we're like, oh, watch out for Jalen. Keep things in front of you. Speed or not, I know who your quarterback is. I know that guy. I know who your quarterback is. He's an anticipatory thrower. Nothing's changed. He has a little bit of an arm to him. He does. But he's a timing-based thrower. We've known that for years. That's why the record the Bills have against Dolphins is what? We got 13 wins and 2 losses. We on that ass. And y'all didn't do enough in the offseason to tell us that we should be nibbling on our freaking nails. I'm sorry. Not the case. Now, you guys got some defensive guys that, you know what I mean, will definitely improve. You guys improve some pieces on the defensive side of the ball. I like Minkah Fitzpatrick, But I don't know if you guys did enough. I know you guys got Kenny Grant. You guys will have some up the middle. You know what I mean? So I see what you guys have on the front lines. You're going to have to try to get in the trenches. That's why the Bills kept that O-line intact. We didn't move nothing. We kept everything the same, and we're going to protect our guy right to the end. But the Dolphins, I don't think, did enough. Unless you guys have seen something from the Dolphins, they did not do enough. And if I recall my guy Kevin right now, Kevin would say, I agree. Fangio out, didn't do enough. Weaver in. It's not good enough. Apparently, the Dolphins haven't won in Buffalo since 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, 2016. And I'm supposed to be fearful of what these Dolphins are going to be doing? I'm sorry. Not enough. My man Brian Lucchio says the Bills didn't do enough. For whom? Against the Dolphins? I think that 13-2 number tells you all you need to know about doing enough. I don't know if Brian Lucchio is a Dolphins fan. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. But if you want to talk about not doing enough, talk to the Dolphins about doing enough in the win column. Because they didn't do it. John Robert, Bills O-line is rated the third best in the game. Top 5 for sure. Top 5 for damn sure. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, the narrative angle for the Dolphins. Try to outrun the Bills and do all that and try to, use speed and misdirection, because that's what McDaniels does. Misdirection and all this motion and doing this and doing that. We know who your quarterback is, my guy. Zone it up. Keep everything in front of us. Let's roll. The results are the results. Just take a look. Take a look at the last 5 years. Take a look at the last 5 years, folks. Go into the playoffs. Take a look at the playoffs as well. Have they even won a playoff game? When's the last time the Dolphins have won a playoff game? More of the same. More of the same. So when Bills play Tua, more specifically, he hasn't had his best moments against the Bills. And I think that's going to continue until he's still in this division. Let's go to the last but not least. The Patriots. Now, the Patriots are an interesting team. The Patriots are an interesting team because I'm a big fan of Coach Vrabel. My man said Dolphins haven't won a playoff game since I was born. He says, no joke, they have not. I'm 64 years old. They haven't won a playoff game since I was born. Shoot. It's been a while. It's been a while. The Dolphins, I just don't see them doing anything. I think the Dolphins will be the last place team in our division. And it's not even a hot take. It's just what it's going to be. They will be the last team in the division. The Patriots will probably be neck and neck with the Jets. When was the last time the Jets made the playoffs? 2010? No. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I'm not. I don't know when the last time they made the playoffs. I really don't. It's been a while. So, Patriots. Now, the Patriots are rebuilding. We've known they've been rebuilding, so you respect a rebuild. You know they're rebuilding. And Brady's been gone a minute. They tried it with the banker. Mac Jones, they tried it. It didn't work out. The banker, Macaroni Jones, he wasn't that dude. Now they got themselves a new coach. They definitely built that defense up. They spent some money. They built it the way Vrabel wants his team built. And they have all the confidence in the world in him. They do. He knows the franchise. He knows what is expected of his players. He knows what is expected from this franchise. He knows the rich history of the franchise. No, he's all in. And he knows McDermott well. He knows how McDermott moves. Vrabel is an intelligent coach. He comes from the Belichick tree, man. He comes from the Belichick. He knows Belichick nights. So you're going to get a lot of what Belichick did bring, but now with some alpha, some spice to it. Drake May, Could be the real deal. He could be the real deal. And if he is what the team expects him to be, and competitive and mobile and can throw the rock a mile low, you might have something nice. And what do? They bring Stephon Diggs to help him along the way. Whether you want to admit it or not, Stephon gets open. Now, we're going to find out if his knee is fully repaired and ready to go. If it is, he's going to make life really easy for Drake May, which is going to allow the other guys to do what they do. Exactly what took place when Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs got together. Now, the big difference is Stephon's a little older. Stephon has a knee that, acted up a couple years back, last year. You know what I'm saying? So he's coming back with a refreshed knee and a little older. Who knows what they're going to get? But if he is who we think that he could be, he's going to help Drake May tremendously. And don't forget, they got a big-time running back in the draft. So they got Ramondre Stevenson and that rookie running back. They're going to run the football. Go back and look at the Titans. The Titans ran the football. Now, they did have Derrick Henry. Let's keep buck. Derrick Henry ain't no slouch. But they're going to run the football. Defense is going to defense. Gonzalez is damn good. They're going to be a good team. They're going to be a good team. I'm looking forward to seeing what these Patriots look like. The last meaningful win versus Buffalo was that windstorm game, right? That windy-ass game. But they've been rebuilding, so it's expected that they're not going to be great. So now that being said, they're still going to be competitive. So I'm not on the Patriots. I'm really not. And what makes me respect the Patriots is the head coach that they have right now on their squad. I respect them. I respect Vrabel a lot, and he's going to have this team ready to go and ready to act right. Second opportunity as head coach, he saw some of the mistakes that he made before. He's going to be retooling and better than before. Hopefully, he's got the right personnel to go with it. First-year coach, we'll see how it takes out. Now, as for the Bills, why the Bills will actually not be affected by the squad and why they will be on top yet again for a sixth straight year. First of all, you got the reigning MVP coming back to your squad. That's number one. Number two, you have the O-line absolutely, completely intact. Josh Allen, one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the game last year, and it will continue this year. Joe Brady returns for his full second year as offensive coordinator. He's going to be reaching deep into his bag, refining what he did last year, and getting this team better. We were scoring 30 points a freaking game, and it's going to continue to be very nice. Now, putting 30 points a game again, tall task, but if the offense is still the same, keep it rolling. You got an MVP coming in, knowing that he can't turn the ball over. He's learned not to turn the ball over. Keep it rolling. You got your MVP coming back, and he's got right now the odds of him winning it. Right now, he's got the top 3 odds of winning the MVP back to back. I made a video with Bleacher Report as to why Josh Allen is going to be the MVP yet again. I have a video that I'll break down. I'll send that to you guys afterwards. Bean's ability to now have retooled this team. Here's another reason why these teams are this Bills team is going to have success again. Bean understand what is at play here. Yeah, these guys are chasing us, so I got to make sure that I refortify this team, refortify this line, and get this thing cracking again. And that's exactly what he did. He retooled the defensive front. He got younger at the linebacker position with Dorian Williams coming in, had a solid year. He's got our guy Milano is going to be leaving. She's going to have this year, and obviously you got Bernard, Maxwell Hairston, Christian Bedford. Bro, this defense is ready to go. We got a little tougher on the edge. Bosa, if Bosa does what he's supposed to do, watch out. So as much as all these other teams improved in the AFC East, so did the Bills. If they do what they're supposed to do. Let's keep it rolling. Smart contracts put together. Look at how many guys Brandon Beane were able to sign under the market. Greg Rousseau under the market, Khalil Shakir under the market, Benford under the market, Bernard under the market. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Ed Oliver under the market. Bro, these contracts are nice. And you sign your quarterback. 330 mil. Khalil Shakir. I forgot about Khalil Shakir. Under the market. Yo, Brandon Beane has signed the core, the young core of the squad to keep this thing rolling. Sustainable. Let's keep it going. The hype is there. And here's the best part. There's a culture boost. We're going into this last season at this stadium. You know, the fans are hyped up, ready to go. The team's hyped up, and they know where they're going. They're going to a brand new stadium last year. You got to go with a bang this year. Hell yeah. No question about that. Last but not least, man. Let me just close it out this. It ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Subway. Bills are winning their 6th freaking championship. AFC championship. Let's roll. It's not happening. AFC East, y'all gonna have to wait. Y'all got another 2 or 3 years before you can start kind of shaking these guys off their leaf. Right now, we on that. We absolutely on that. Straight up and down. Folks, shall we keep it moving? I got one more segment. Should I save it for next week? Because I won't be going on Friday because it's the wife and I's anniversary. We're going on year. Take a guess if you guys know how many years the wife and I have been married. We're celebrating our anniversary this weekend, so I won't be going on Friday. So I figured I'd go today and get it cracking. So I probably have one more left in me. One more segment. I got the segments. I was going to save it, but you know what I mean? Let's hit that segment now. So I won't be here this Friday, so I'll just give you a heads up. So if, let's hit this segment. What is it? We got an hour 30. Let's hit the segment. I'm looking at the roster. I'm looking at our roster. Excuse me. I'm looking at the schedule. I said the roster. I meant to say schedule. I'm looking at our schedule, and I'm looking at, by the way, very good guess, Miss Kim Betts. We're going on 16 years. It's going to be 16 years married, man. 16. It's crazy. 16? Ain't that something? So, your boy put something together this weekend. We're going to go away for the weekend. And, act like teenagers again. I can't say act like teenagers again. Act like young folks again. Let me put it that way. Act like young folks again and keep it cracking. So that's what we're going to be doing. So you will not see me this weekend. So that's why I figured show my face, get it out there. Let's talk some football and keep it rolling. All right. Last segment of the night. I was going to keep it as the last segment before, but since we're rocking, let's keep it going. We got what, 600 people watching right now? We got 500 on Twitter, 600 on Twitter, and we got just shy of 100 people on YouTube right now, and some folks on Facebook. So salute to y'all. Hit that, smash that like while you guys are here, and we'll go from there. My man said, "Yo, go to the Drake concert." I would too. I would, but it's not my jam. You know what I mean? I'm a little older now. You know what I mean? Doing the concerts, all these young folks. They do too much for me. Do too much. They don't just chill and enjoy the vibe. You step on someone's shoe is a wrap. I ain't into all that. I'm too old for that. All right. Let me get to my next point and let me get out of here, folks. I'm looking at the schedule, and I was looking at the schedule, and I'm looking at teams that if the Bills, and I was looking at where would the Bills slip up, and who would pose such a, I guess, trap game for the Bills. Trap game for the Bills when you look at who will be facing this offseason. I'm just looking at my notes to just get my notes in. Just bear with me for just a moment while I scroll. Because I've had all these things written for y'all while I was off, you know what I mean? So I'm, getting it off of my chest. You feel me? So hang tight while I get my things cracking here. Where we at? There we go. Perfect. All right. So what teams are going to present us challenges when you look at this roster, right? Where is it going to be? Who's going to stand out? Obviously, I'm not looking at the Chiefs. The Chiefs game, the Chiefs are always going to play us tight. So is that really one of those games that's going to be a trap game? The Ravens are going to play us. They're always going to play us tough because I look at the Ravens as, let me put it this way. Chiefs will go red light, yellow light, and we'll go green light. All right. Red light meaning, yo, that's a problem. That matchup is going to be a problem. And then, etc. So Kansas City, red light. It's going to be a problem. All right. Why? Because Pat Mahomes got a new haircut. He's all faded up. That brother looking fresh right now. So he's ready to tap into the other side. If you guys catch what I'm saying, you catch what I'm saying. He's ready to tap into the other side. And who knows how that's going to shake down. You know what I mean? But the Chiefs always plays tight, always plays tough. No matter how you want to slice it regular season-wise, we've done well against them. But they're like the final boss type style of play when we play the Chiefs. Right? It's that, there's that boss again. We got to face them again, and we know we're going to face them one more time. But in the regular season, you want to get your lick in the regular season. So the Chiefs, obviously, when we play them, they're always tough to play. 3-0 against us. When it comes to playoffs, including the playoffs, it's tough to play these guys, right? They still have the best QB coach combo. Pat Mahomes, Andy Reid. Need I say more? Rashee Rice returns. Xavier Worthy. You got that speed. You got a big time receiver, Rashee Rice. Does he come back as healthy as possible? We'll see. You got Travis Kelce returning, and that brother lost 20 pounds. He's ready to go out with a bang. And they brought in that other. They drafted the receiver in the draft. I forgot his name. I think it's Royal. Did they draft Royal? I think they drafted Royal. So they retooled really well. They retooled really well. So to me, red light, that's going to be one of the toughest games that we're going to have to play this year. Right? Now, do we have some statistical advantages over these Chiefs? I mean, we do have some of the things that stand out, right? Top 5 in pressure. So that O-line, although they improved, but they had some moments where the Bills had the edge over them. We were getting pressure on these guys like crazy. So we'll see how that all shakes out. Number 2, Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore, listen, they loaded up. Let's keep it 100. They loaded up. They loaded up on defense. They loaded up on the offensive side of the football. They're looking to strike back. And week 1, they're going to strike. They are sitting here just cannot wait. They got that sucker circled on their calendar. It's payback. We got y'all in the regular season when, Derrick Henry took it to the house on y'all, blah, blah, blah. We got licked. Then we got them back in the playoffs. And that's where it hurt them the most. Oh, you best believe week 1 is circled on their calendar and they'll be ready to go. Lamar, pissed. Losing to Josh Allen in the playoffs yet again. Losing his 3rd MVP that he was about to get to who? Yet again, Josh Allen. Well, he pissed. He not happy. He's going to try to do it to the Bills. Kyle Hamilton. You know what I'm saying? Wiggins. You got Jair that just brought in. Yo, they really did a number on bringing some key pieces to the squad. So it's going to be fun to see what these guys look like. Number 3, Philly. Good old Philly. Obviously, this team, the trenches, they got a good O-line, solid O-line. Their defensive front kind of changed a little bit, but they're still going to be nasty. They got a deep O-line, best in the game. Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, that combo is nice. They just know how to move. They know how to do what they're doing. So that's going to be a tough one. That's that yellow light for me. That the last time we played the Philly Eagles, we went neck and neck, toe to toe. It was a 37-34. It was a long field goal for them to take the game to us. And we didn't have the roster then that we have now. But things have changed for the Philadelphia Eagles as well. So that's going to be a nice matchup. I think that's going to be a good one. Number 4, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals, yellow light. And listen, healthy Joe Burrow is a nasty. Healthy Joe Burrow, let's put it this way, man. When that boy's healthy, he's dangerous. He's a very dangerous guy. Now you got your boy T. Higgins back. Now you got your boy Jamar Chase. They're going to be nice. And Joe Burrow right now, he's got a 2-0 record. Whether you guys want to believe that QB wins are a stat or not, up to you if you want to believe that or not. I'm indifferent. I'll rock with it. Or if somebody makes an argument that it's not, I think it does matter in my opinion. when you're going up against someone, because it's good for intrigue, right? Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, it's intrigue, right? 2-0 versus Josh. And we know it as Bills fans. If those QB stats didn't matter, we wouldn't be even talking about it. But we know. I know. Bro, we don't do well against the Bengals. We haven't. Burrow was 2-0 against Josh, including that beat down they gave us in the playoffs. So they're loaded up a receiver. That is going to be a good one. And to me, I think the Bills, that's going to be a tough game for the Bills to face when we go up against these Bengals. Middle of the season. It's going to be a tough one. I'm looking forward to it. But here's what we need to know. 6-1 at home in 2024 with 10-plus turnover margin. Cincy ranked bottom in giveaways per drive. They didn't do anything great with that defense. They don't want to pay Hendrickson. They don't want to pay that poor rookie that's Shamar Stewart that's trying to get paid, trying to do his business. Like, nah, we ain't doing it. So these guys went all in on the offense. We are about to truly find out if offense in today's NFL is much more important than what they do on defense. I'd like to think that the defense matters in this case, but the Bengals said, to hell with all that defensive talk. We're going all in on the offense. Good luck. That's the same thing that happened, y'all, at the beginning of the season when you didn't give a damn about your defense. You missed the playoffs. You think they learned their lesson? They did not. But that's still going to be a tough one for me. Still going to be a tough one. Now, are there some games that you're like, this one could be a tough one? For some reason, I'm looking at that Atlanta Falcons game. Not that like it's, oh man, watch out for the Atlanta Falcons. Not like that. But more so in the regards of, could they catch us at a wrong time? Right? Could they catch us at a wrong time and just catch us slipping? Because you know the Bills. The Bills always give up one of those games where you're like, what? How did you lose to the Carolina Panthers? Did you see what the Carolina Panthers did to the Kansas City Chiefs? Last year, they took them right to the end. And the Chiefs had to come back and do some things to just squeak a win against the Carolina Panthers. But that's neither here nor there. That's for another show. We could talk about the schedule and how things we could break down. But for the most part, matchups that I'm looking forward to this year, you know what I mean, that could sneak up and really kind of, you know what I mean? Not that they're going to sneak up on us, but it's going to be tough matchups. Kansas City Chiefs, always a tough one. Baltimore Ravens, that's going to be a big-time matchup week 1. Philly at the end of the season, where it still matters in week 17. Schedule makers, they made it very interesting. They made it at week 17 where it still matters to play that game. Cincinnati Bengals, always a tough one. We can't go 0-3 against Joe Burrow again. We got to take care of the freaking Bengals. Real talk. And then those are the 4. So now, Steelers, honorable mention. I like Videsh. Videsh says Steelers, honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? I got honorable mentions. Atlanta Falcons. I got to give some credit to Alan Fan. I think they put some things together on that defense, so they could come out and do some things, right? I don't have any faith in the AFC East. I don't know if they're gonna. There's not a whole lot's gonna happen there, and obviously, I'm looking at the schedule. Those are the things that stand out to me at this point. I'm not saying Carolina's gonna do anything, but the Falcons do. They do intrigue me. They absolutely do intrigue me. My man Walter says, are we going to give credit to Allen playing with an injury as a disclaimer like we just did Burrow? I feel that's a forgotten thing when we talk about the Bengals game, but we remember every defense's injury. You're right about that. Because you know what? We're so accustomed to Josh just playing through it. We tend to, and shame on us, we tend to forget and dismiss it. But that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So a healthy Josh, bro, you already know what a healthy Josh looks like. So we got to keep that in mind as well. But the Falcons are one team that definitely stand out to me when it all's said and done. That's one that's a game that stands out to me as well. Steelers is definitely one of them as well. And the Seahawks could be. Cooper Kupp, Walker on that squad, but not really anything that stands out. But the reason I'm looking at that Atlanta Falcons game is because it happens right before the bye. So we might be looking so forward to the bye that we bypass what the Falcons could do to us. Bijan Robinson is a heck of a freaking runner. Drake London has really come into his own. And now we're going to find out if Michael Penix is really that deal, if he's really that dude, right? So Atlanta Falcons is one thing that stands out to me. Carolina after the bye, if we don't get our act together, they can sneak up. We could lose to two NFC South teams. NFC South teams. Not going to happen, but it would be something. It will be something. And that Houston Texans game, that game is an intriguing one to me because CJ Stroud and that defense, you know what I'm saying, they really made Josh play terribly. Josh had 130 yards passing. It was not a good game. Not a good game. So that Falcons game and the Texans game, those two games, those are honorable mention that could give us a challenge. And really, put up against the ropes, especially that Falcons, because that defensive front, man, they really do get after it. They absolutely do get after it. But anyway, that being said, we got to let these all play out. We got to let, like my man John Roberts said, we got to take these boys down. We absolutely got to take these boys down. My man Richie, what up, Rich? Rich says, yo, for me, it's simple. If you go 3-0 against the Chiefs, Bengals, Ravens, the number one seed is all but ours. Think tiebreakers. Must go 2-1 worst case. Listen, winning the division is one thing. It's most likely going to happen. But I think the goal this year should be getting that number one seed. And in order to get that number one seed, you got to beat the big four. Bengals, because they're going to give us a problem. Chiefs, you got to beat the Ravens, and you got to beat the Eagles. Those are the big four on our schedule right now. If you want to put Pittsburgh in there, you can. I'm not ready to do all that. Houston is definitely not one you want to sleep on. And obviously, the Patriots, I think, will do some good things. But I mean, I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, you gotta take the big four out. Those are the big four that I mentioned earlier. That number one seed is absolutely important. You gotta take it. You gotta take it. Any update on your tailgate for the Thursday night game in September? My fiance and I will be going to that game. We are interested in going to your tailgate. So to my understanding, tailgate is sold out. It is sold out. However, my man Bot and I will be trying to do some to try to set something up prior to tailgate. So prior to the game. So we're going to try to, get all y'all together, come shop, shoot the shit with us, chop it up with us and go from there. And then, we get to meet each other and go from there. But yeah, I think the tailgate is all sold out, ready to go. So it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be lit. And we better take care of the business. We can't be sleeping to the freaking Dolphins, man. We definitely can't. On Thursday night on top of that? No. We too good for that. We absolutely too good for that. All right, folks. Now it's officially my time. All right, I got a dip. And we will do this again next week, hopefully. And while I'm recovered, it's going to be, what kind of weekend it is. 16-year anniversary. We got to do big, man. We got to do big. But we can't do it too big because we're getting older now. Your boy's 40. We can't be partying like we 25 no more. We're not there yet. But folks, do me a favor before you step out. Do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe, and we appreciate you guys always. When you guys come through, it's always love. I'm glad that we were able to, we took a little break and now we're back at it. We're going to try to get into the swing of things because this season is around the corner. Season's around the corner. Fantasy football around the corner. You know what I'm saying? How many Bills players are you going to be drafting this year? How many? 1, 2, 6, 7. You take the whole Bill squad. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Who's going to be the guy that stands out? Who's going to be your training camp darling? So we'll get into that next time that we are on. Hopefully, we'll start to get into the thick of things starting in the next week or two and get it going. So I just want to jump on here and shoot some shit with y'all and chop it up. So do me a favor, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit that like, and we'll catch you guys on the flip. So until next time, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll catch you guys again next week. And show some love to my man Bot. You know what I mean? He's gonna be a new papa soon. So show some love. You know what I'm saying? He's conditioning himself. He's got a whole lot coming his way. He's got to condition himself, man. That's a lot. That's a big responsibility. But I'm sure he'll be great. So we will catch you guys again on the flip. If you guys have already subscribed, all that stuff, much love to you. If you haven't shared it with your friends, go ahead and share with your friends. If you will see me and Bart Thursday night, tailgate, round table, all that good stuff. Can't wait to see y'all. Y'all have a great one. It's your boy Rico. Catch you guys on the flip. Peace. Y'all have a great one. We'll talk soon.
Other teams fans in the comments hating, we block them all, we protecting Josh. Salute to him, he the general now. Rico got
you guys have yourself a great one.
How the Buffalo Bills got the best fan base, away games, red, white, blue in the crowd. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.